Hey everyone, Chris here. I am just recording this today on Sunday, January 18th. It's 8:15 p.m. in Rhode Island, which means it's a couple hours behind where you are. Hello from the future. I am recording this as a syllabus review for us to kind of go over and try out the Video Ant feature. I know some of you who have been registered for the course have taken my course before. For those of you who haven't, Video Ant is pretty easy to utilize, and I'm hoping to drop in some lectures for y'all to be able to engage in as opposed to having to do a whole bunch of discussion posts. That being said, for about the first couple of weeks, if not a little bit longer, I'm going to continue some discussion posts just because they build into the assignments, and I want to make sure that we have a whole bunch of support and scaffolding around the assignments because there are a couple of big ones, a few big ones in this class in particular. And I want to make sure, just again, y'all have all the support you need in prepping and getting those done. So, all that being said, when you first get into your course online here, you can click Home, and that will actually take you right to Syllabus. So that's kind of the plan here. I also have an announcement. You're going to want to double check your announcements every day or every week just to make sure that that comes up for you. I tend to do a post every week to let you know what's going on. Unless we get into kind of a rhythm, that should be, kind of what to expect. So, this is the first time that this course has been taught in this iteration. So, I think most of you know by this point that the program went through a revamp. And so, bear with me, I'm kind of still getting some pieces in place here. But once they are in place, we should be kind of groovy and good to go. Um, you're going to have a linked version of the syllabus that'll be like a Word version. It's a bit easier to print. Um, we've got our course description here. Uh, I'm Chris. If you haven't already watched my um, introduction, my uh, Meet Professor Chris page in the modules, um, I go by they, them pronouns. I graduated from MSU's program, MSW program in 2022, and I also have an MFA. My pronouns are they, them, theirs. This is my email address right here. I live in Rhode Island, so I do not have an office and I don't have office hours. I'm an adjunct, and this is actually the only course I'm teaching this semester and the only section of this course. So y'all have my undivided attention apart from my full-time day job. So you can always schedule an appointment with me via my Calendly. I try to keep that updated. Um, I've got like three different options. You can do a 15-minute visit, a 30-minute visit, or an hour visit, like a 50-minute, which that's actually one of the assignments is just to meet me online and we can just, yeah, connect. You can see I'm a person and I can see that you're a person in this world of bots. The materials in this course, this is an open education resource course, which means that all of the textbooks and all of the materials that we utilize in this course are free. So that's kind of cool. I've got the links here for you. The Just Practice social work book that we utilized in Co-Creating Change with Individuals and Families. It's the same book. It's an ebook available through Auraria Library, which is free. You can see the link for that book there. And then this is just another book that we're going to be using some um, like chapters from. And those will be available to you online for free as well. I have some notes about this course and, definitely read over those. Um, These are your reading resources. If you've not utilized the Aurora Library, I definitely recommend, even if you're not local, there's awesome resources available to you, whether you are on campus or not. Um, let's see here. Yeah. Learning objectives are there. Uh, we've got assignments. So, something that is unique about this course in particular is that it is designed to kind of utilize your internship agency or another community organization that you're already involved in to assess, engage with, and identify an organizational change that would benefit the community or agency in some way. So, what that means is like you're not actually going to do this necessarily, but you want to go about the process of kind of gathering the data so that you can make an informed choice that is, or recommendation that is based off of the information you gather. This is kind of like a Diet Coke version of the capstone. So this is kind of like your practice round where you develop an idea and then you present about the idea. And there are assignments and scaffoldings that are kind of like built into the course that allow you to then go through and not necessarily do the thing, but kind of encounter or think about like the obstacles that might come up and how you might overcome them. So this is really where we start to kind of pivot from individuals and families, and we're working with communities or agencies, organizations. So it gets a little muddy and a little messy. And I know there's kind of some question marks that can come up. I'm going to try to make this as solid as I can for y'all. And so I'm really asking you to engage with me and be communicative about what's working, what's not, what is clear as mud, and what is like absolutely unclear. Um, when I did this class a while back, this was actually advanced leadership, and it was kind of rough. So I'm glad they're redoing it, but I also know it can be a little kind of convoluted. And so, yeah, I'm going to try to lay it all out for you and make it as easy as possible. But I want you to engage in this process and kind of let me know what you're excited about or what you're curious about so I can kind of focus the material on that as opposed to trying to make all this stuff kind of fit together and force a picture, if that makes sense. Um, let's see here. So we've got the organization assessment. So it's going to be a basic kind of, overview, just gathering information. Ideally, this would be you pick like, a community or your agency or another organization that you're involved with that you kind of do your assessment for. Then you basically make a proposal for an idea of something that you would like to change in the agency or organization. We're not talking like, I don't know if y'all remember the movie Pay It Forward. We're not talking about that. Like it doesn't have to be life-changing. It can be something as little as, you know, uh, having more representation in materials like that are available in the lobby or playing more diverse music or less less specific music in the lobby or in rooms. If you're working at a practice that has folks disclosing private or personal information, it could be something as simple as making sure those like white noise machines are outside of every room and turned on when folks come in, right? So we're not necessarily talking huge, but something that could potentially realistically be implemented at whatever agency or organization or community level that you are trying to do your assignment with. So you are picking one assignment and like, or one agency or organization that you're hoping to kind of carry through this semester so that you don't have to keep redoing the work, if that makes sense. Um, so you've got the proposal here. Um, you are actually going to go about interviewing a key leader from that organization, or I would say too, it could be like somebody parallel. You can always reach out to like, I mean, even, somebody in Congress if you want to, right? The goal here is not to be the best interviewer ever, but to just kind of reach out and go through the process and know that you can do something like that. To glean some information that will then support your presentation on the organizational change plan that you proposed earlier, right? So you've got the proposal, then you're going to do a presentation on, theoretically, how would you approach implementing this change plan? So that's all kind of a very high level overview. I just wanted to mention we are going to be doing some optional synchronous Zoom sessions that I will record and that I will post very obviously so that you have access to all the same information. I did try to make sure that all of these descriptions are the same across everything, but they ended up popping up in places that I wasn't expecting. So if I missed one, let me know. Or if something doesn't make sense, let me know. I will make sure to address that in the recordings. I will say that the optional synchronous Zoom recordings of the assignment overviews, that's going to be what I'm kind of relying on for y'all to kind of, engage with and make sure you're hitting everything you need to with the assignments. Again, we've got the required materials, our learning objectives, the outline of the course topics here. I have a generative AI policy, so Gen AI. This is actually one of your first week discussions because I just want to hear, I think in co-creating change with individuals and families, there was less of an opportunity to use generative AI in posts and discussions, but it might be very tempting and easy to have Gen AI like hop in and kind of, go to these websites and just dump content in and reflect back what it's seeing. I think that could be useful, but I also want us to be conscious and make a choice as a class with how we want to utilize AI in this course specifically so that we're all on the same page and can uh, identify and be open and honest about when we're using it. I think there's nothing wrong with using generative AI, but the whole point of this program is to make sure that you have the critical thinking skills and the basic knowledge you need for where to find resources and information when you graduate. So just want to put that out there, and I'm excited to hear about what y'all have to say about generative AI. There is going to be an expectation of APA like 7th edition citations. A lot of this class isn't just that work that, the high or like the very intricate work. It's not research methods, right? Um, so there are going to be some need for citations, but I'm not going to be like super strict about it like they would be for one of those types of classes. I do want you to cite your sources and to attempt to cite your sources correctly, like via the APA 7th edition. Um, let's see here. This is our schedule of activities. The course schedule, I tried to include everything that was across the several different kind of syllabi that I had received. So I may go in and update this as I am kind of sifting through all of the material. There is quite a lot to get through in this course. And so I'm noticing there's a lot of reading right now, and I want to kind of break that up as much as possible. And I know for me personally, I do best when I have different types of engagement online. And so if I can give you all some other options apart from just reading, I'm going to try to do that just because I know it can be a lot. So bear with me. I'll try to get this updated, and we're going to touch on all these things at the very least. Um, but yeah, so that's your syllabus. I need to go in and still throw in all the dates for the different discussion posts, and each week you're gonna do a minute paper. It's pretty simple. It's a quiz, but not like the one that you would think. Essentially, you go through the materials each week, and then you check off which activities you did. The goal is to do all of them each week. And then I asked you this week, for example, like, how do you learn best? So I know that I can go in and make sure everybody's got content in the way that it makes sense for them and that is most helpful for them. And then let's see here. I wanted to get a sense of how everybody wants to approach this course. If it's more like solo work, group work, having an assigned partner to check in with each week, or every other week. So just wanted to give you some options there. And then this is the big question here is just something that you learned that week. This is going to be a weekly thing. So I'm not going to be one of those professors who goes in and is like, your discussion post didn't have 250 words. It was not APA formatted and the grammar sucked. Like, no, I would rather my discussion boards look more like Facebook or Twitter, as long as everybody is respectful. Like, I don't want it to look like Facebook or Twitter in the, bashing each other or the, you know, making each other feel small kind of way, but more like a respectful, I wouldn't even say LinkedIn at this point, but um, I want you to write like how you talk because the whole point of the discussion board is that, you engage with the course like as if you were sitting in the classroom. And if you were in the classroom, I wouldn't expect you to use proper grammar and to cite what you were quoting or referring to in APA format. So write like how you talk. I'm going to try to come up with some different options as far as the discussion posts because I think they're kind of lame. I think we can do better. If you have ideas, let me know because yeah, I want this to be a more engaging and more collaborative experience for everybody. Because guess what? That's what we do in organizations. We have to figure out how to communicate our wants and needs to each other and work together to make the best possible situation and scenario for everybody involved. I've actually worked in a number of different kind of agencies, and I've worked in healthcare a lot, which is kind of a hot mess right now, and kind of has been for a while. But um, there are opportunities at various levels in organizations to really engage with your colleagues, with your superiors, with your clients, with the community at large. Like if you're part of an agency, that agency, like, engages with the community that it's in and with the people that it serves. And so it's important to, sorry, this is my cat, Neshima. It's important to understand how the micro influences the meso, influences the macro, and vice versa, so that we're informed when we offer suggestions and ideas, and we're not just kind of pulling things out of the air and creating policies um, and, solutions to things that people might not even consider to be problems, folks in the community. So, all that being said, you have access to the syllabus now. If I missed anything, please let me know. And yeah, I'm so looking forward to diving in with you. Good luck with the video, and please leave a comment or annotation to let me know that you were able to find this video and work with the video ant format. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to know y'all. I'm super excited. And yeah, let's dive in.